Living in this world, having freedom is the most important. When you lose your freedom, you can feel the value of freedom even more. But what is freedom? Different people will have different views. Warren was born into a single-parent family. He grew up with his mother, and his mother treated him very strictly. In his memory, his mother would always give him all kinds of demands, doesn't allow him to do this, doesn't allow him to do that. So he longed for freedom in his heart, especially freedom of movement. He wants to be able to do things according to his own wills, not to be persecuted by his mother. What he wants to do, what he wants to eat, where he wants to go, without any distractions, without any constraints, as he pleases. Leonard is an introverted person. He doesn't like to talk, doesn't like crowded places. He likes to stay at home and read books quietly during his free time. His mother doesn't like his introverted personality, always forced him to go out, which made him sick of his mother's attitudes. Leonard also craves for freedom, and he hopes to be able to think in the way he likes, to say whatever he wants to say, not to say things he doesn't want to say or to cater to anyone else without wearing a mask. He wants to believe in his own religion and can catch up with his favorite celebrity without having to worry about what other people think. What he was after was freedom of thought, and he believed that freedom of thought was the most important thing. Mary is a rural girl, both parents are honest farmers. She is very beautiful, she studies very hard, and after graduating from college, she works in a private company. She feeds herself and takes care of her elderly parents, and although she is busy and late to home every day, she has a very tight life and is often stretched in her life. In her view, financial freedom was the most important. With financial freedom, she doesn't have to worry about the daily necessities, doesn't have to fret about working overtime. She can buy her favorite clothes, shoes and hats and designer bags as she pleases. Like other girls, can buy high-end cosmetics at will, buy anything she likes, live in upscale neighborhoods, and drive luxury cars, even though they are so out of reach for her. When I was young, I thought that freedom was about to be able to act as my own will. I always think that whoever has the highest superiority, who has the most freedom. The idea has changed as I get older. Because I found that even the emperor of the past, with the supremacy, he also has to be busy for government affairs, every day constantly meet with the Sutra, meeting with ministers to discuss government, and even sometimes in order to calm the war, unified territory. It seems that there has never been absolute freedom in the world. More than 200 years ago, Voltaire, a representative of the French Enlightenment, once said, "I don't approve of a word you say, but I will defend to your right to speak." This sentence has given me a great shock and also changed my understanding of freedom. Admittedly, it is everyone's right to want to have freedom, to live freely, to be free to control their time and to be free to do what they like. When freedom becomes a universal right, equality comes with it at the same time. Freedom, not exactly about the freedom to do things, but more important is the freedom of choice. Equality is not exclusively equality of wealth and status, but more importantly equality of opportunity. The premise of freedom is understanding and inclusion, and freedom exists above forbearance and tolerance. We affirm our freedom and respect the freedom of others. If you base freedom on the suffering of others, and you put freedom above the normal rights of others, you are far away from the true meaning of freedom. Freedom is not about hurting each other, but about coexistence. We live under the same blue sky and enjoy the right to freedom together. Freedom need not be merely the prerogative of the supreme, but also the right of the ordinary people. Freedom is not only shared by the same person but can also exist between those who hold different opinions. Freedom spread throughout all segments of society is no longer the prerogative of a few, but the birthright of human beings.